In RostoAD's online graphic novel Mind My Gap, the devil is not only just in the details, but he is the main driving force of the entire story.
Virgil's always been omnipresent. He's been there from the first episode. He was the voice, the voice over, the voice of the storyteller.
And I'm Santa. Well, almost right.
As the narrator of the online graphic novel, he constantly refers to himself as the god and devil of the world that he's created in his story, using many on the string-tied, phony-nosed jabs.
They hired me as an executive, so I execute.
It could be said that the name Virgil is an allusion to the Roman poet who wrote Aeneid, a myth about the rise and success of the Roman Empire. A status that Virgil and, in turn, Rosto would want to achieve by crafting a universe that builds branches that tangent from the main story.
Once again, welcome to Living Interior with your hosts, Diddy Bob.
Hello.
And Buddy Bob.
Hi.
Because it's all about the inside.
The online graphic novel follows two main characters, Diddy Bob and Buddy Bob, each one a protagonist in their own story, being narrated and manipulated by Virgil. They both co-host a live broadcast TV show that focuses on home decor and interior design.
Today we're going to have a look at this splendid coffee corner.
It's perfect for, when friends come over.
You can sit down and not only have coffee, as it might suggest.
You can sit down with any drink and have a nice chat.
They also seem to live together a floor or so from the TV studio.
They've always been there, or at least they think they've been there. They know nothing about their past, and we don't know anything about the past, and it doesn't really matter.
Buddy Bob is comfortable with living on the inside. He persuades Diddy Bob from questioning or making mention of the bigger world on the outside.
Diddy Bob, what are you doing up? In the middle of the night, for Doc's sake.
The window, Buddy Bob. I'm trying to tell you all the time. There's something.
No wonder you're slow on the show nowadays. When do you sleep?
Listen, man.
Soon enough, the stubborn Diddy Bob makes a break for it and goes down his own road of the story in Diddy Bob's travels, leaving an oblivious Buddy Bob to work on his own, selling himself out in order to keep on living his lifestyle of facades in the open horizon.
It's systematic, it's automatic, it's laundromatic!
In each of their stories, Diddy Bob and Buddy Bob face temptations and dilemmas brought onto them by their devilish narrator, as well as some unforeseen circumstances. The shattering of Virgil's damn mirrored perspective flips the direction of the story entirely upside down, figuratively and literally. Mirrors take on a symbolic role in the online graphic novel, being seen as portals to another world, a world entirely different of our own, albeit the other way around. Their reflections present a sense of duality, either bringing two different or similar things together as one, or offering a new perspective of one to the other. Diddy Bob and Buddy Bob are both in this hell of a story because they either stray too far from or too close to the mirror, ultimately skewing their perspectives of the world in it and the actual world around them. This distinction being made even further when they both become visually impaired. Each of their own circumstances have left them blind. Their sickly and non-budging views are their greatest sin, and when faced with their damnation, their true selves are uncovered. The final installment, Lowly Bones, really hones in on the themes and symbolism of Mind My Gap. By creating a story, the world and characters become real, and in tandem, their torment becomes real as well. Virgil being the incompetent director and narrator of this story, he tries to persuade the story but loses focus, and it takes on a life of its own. Buddy Bob breaks free of this tailored illusion, but he's too late to escape from his damnation.
Did they know they would make today?
Although strayed from his original vision, Virgil wraps up the story and displays Buddy Bob's looping torture as an art piece. the end, he and Rosto have their masterpiece. A wild and engaging ride, a decade and a half in the making. And although Rosto's suddenly gone through to another world this passing year, he still lives on in our world through his work, his legacy, and his stories, depending on how you look at it.